The Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a plethora of amazing moments that fans have cheered. Well, I wanted to take a second and tell you my top 5 favorite moments from the entire MCU. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor and smash that like button. Let's get right into this. Today is a Top 5 Tuesday. And what is a Top 5 Tuesday, you ask? Well, Top 5 Tuesdays are a thing we used to do on the channel where we would do a top 5 list every single Tuesday that you guys would vote for, and we are bringing them back. In fact, many of you, at least a couple thousand of you, voted on the last top 5 poll that we did. And you might be like, where the heck is that top 5 video that I voted for? Well, we actually did do that top 5. We did it last week on Tuesday. We did it during the live stream, and we were going to clip it out from the live stream and put it over here on this channel, which, by the way, hopefully you guys know by now, we have a live streaming channel where we do all of our live streams, including morning streams every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on that live stream, we went into the Den of Nerds Theater, and I started to literally show the different scenes from the MCU that I found online, and then was going to give my commentary after that. And that video got obliterated with copyright stuff. Not only did the stream itself get taken down live, but then the replay got literally banned. I mean, we got obliterated with copyright stuff from Disney, from Sony, from the UMG, from rando bullcrap companies. It was literally like that scene in The Last Jedi where Kylo Ren has all the guns fire on Luke Skywalker, except instead of Luke Skywalker, it was our videos, and instead of the First Order gorilla-looking walkers, it was all of the different companies that hated the fact that we played those clips. And so from here on out, even though we're still going to do Top 5 Tuesdays, we can't do actual clips during the live stream or maybe in any videos. But that's where that was, but I want to now go over my top 5 favorite moments. You've waited long enough, here we go. My number 5 top 5 favorite moment from the MCU is the very end of the first Iron Man movie. This is the scene in which Tony Stark tells the world that yes, he is indeed Iron Man. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the fact that Iron Man was the film that started the whole MCU off was a big part of why I put this in my top 5. It was an amazing moment. I remember being in the theater for this and just getting very excited because, of course, in the comic books, yes, everyone does know that Tony Stark is Iron Man, but the way they were setting it up in this film and the precedents that had been set with other comic book movies was that Tony would have a secret identity. The fact that he said he was Iron Man at the end of that movie definitely meant something. It made me feel as a fan this was going to be something different, and I couldn't wait to see what would happen in the next movie when the entire world did know that he was Iron Man. And I'll never forget that moment. That's where it all started. So that comes in at number 5 on my top 5 favorite MCU moments. My number 4 favorite moment is the very end of Civil War. Now, I absolutely love Captain America Civil War as a film, but particularly the ending and the very end scene with T'Challa and Zemo is fantastic and one of my favorite moments in the entire MCU. Not only does this scene bring the entire film full circle and explain thoroughly what Zemo's plan actually was, but it actually gives us the first taste of the comic book T'Challa that I know and love. Right up until that moment, this was not the Black Panther I knew from the comic books. He didn't have some of the ideals, and of course he was in mourning and making a ton of bad decisions, but the reason I love this scene so much is because we get the reveal of Zemo, as I know him from the comics, being the plotter and the schemer, and then we also get to see T'Challa become the Black Panther that I know from the comics. The scene held a lot of weight for the different characters involved, but it also had a big impact on the MCU in general. I think we are still going to be feeling the ripples of this scene in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show and beyond that when it comes to MCU content. When it comes to number 3 for me, it is actually a scene out of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I remember watching the scene again with everybody on that live stream before it got nuked. And we were all just loving the scene. And the scene I'm talking about is the scene in the car, the dad talk scene with Michael Keaton Vulture when he starts to put it together that Peter is indeed Spider-Man. He stops him before the dance, pulls out a gun. It is an incredibly dramatic moment. And he has this speech about family. He tells Peter that he saved his daughter's life and he'll give him a pass for that, but he can't ever interfere with his business ever again. It is a chilling scene. And that was a huge twist for the film that had been kept under wraps, and so it blew me away in the theaters, and it's just a terrifically acted scene. I know the MCU gets a lot of crap about having its movies be very formulaic, having action set pieces developed even before directors come in, and a lack of creativity, but I will say that the reason I think the MCU works as well as it does is because you bring in a high caliber actor to really antithesize moments like this. To put a hard punctuation mark on the arcs of these characters, you need incredible scenes like this acted out by incredible actors, and this scene in Spider-Man Homecoming is an example of exactly that. And you'll actually notice that a lot of this list is not action sequences, but rather dramatic moments that I think really make the MCU what it is. But now we're getting into the top 2 scenes from the MCU, the nitty-gritty as it were. Let's start, of course, with number 2, my second favorite scene in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that would be the end of Infinity War, the snap. This scene was chilling, and even as a comic book fan that semi-expected something like this to happen, having read the Infinity Gauntlet story, it still shocked me. And it's not just that it happened, but it is the way that it happened. With it beginning with Bucky calling out to Steve and then disappearing in front of him. Steve hits the ground. It is just bone chilling, and it doesn't stop there. You have horrific moment after horrific moment. The sound effect they choose to make with it, the way the dusted characters looked, and of course, it is all punctuated with the incredibly brutal scene where Spider-Man doesn't want to go. That scene, by the way, ad-libbed by Tom Holland. He said he wanted to make every fan cry in the theaters, and although I didn't cry, I know many fans that did, and I also know many young people that were severely affected by the end of that film. What a bold freaking choice to do a movie where all of your characters die, or rather half of your characters die at the end of your film. I mean, we look back now and we're like, yeah, but of course they're going to bring them all back and all that sort of stuff. But guys, I'm telling you right now, in the land of Hollywood, in the land of antiquated business, money-made decisions, something like this, that is against the grain. Something like this is really wild. This was an incredibly bold move by Marvel Studios. One that, by the way, up to 2 weeks before release, they were still debating. There was a chance that they were going to take it out. Feige was like, maybe it's too much. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Think of the kids. And then he rewatched Revenge of the Sith and decided to go full on Anakin. All right, and here it is, guys. My number 1 favorite scene from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the Avengers Assemble scene from the end of Avengers Endgame. You have Captain America, who has just gotten his butt completely whooped. His shield is broken. He's bleeding, but he stands and walks towards Thanos, determined to face him down and a massive army that Thanos has behind him. Right when it looks like all hope is lost, he hears something come over the radio, and it's Sam Wilson telling Steve that he's on his left. And then, of course, the portal opens to reveal T'Challa, Shuri, and a lot of other Wakandan soldiers ready to come in and kick some butt. From there, it's just a gloriously planned sequence of shots that showcases all of the Marvel heroes that have been snapped away, returning to help Captain America. This was dope, and it all end caps with Cap saying Avengers Assemble in one of the most badass ways that he possibly could have. It was terrific, and it is my favorite scene in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thanks for taking this trip down memory lane with me about my 5 favorite scenes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Are some of these your favorite scenes? What's your personal top 5? Let us know in the comment section below, and make sure you check out the community tab here on the channel, where I will post another poll to decide what our next Top 5 Tuesday will be about. And now let's shout out Jeff Van Aken. Indeed, it was X-Men number 4 that was the first appearance of Omega Red in Marvel Comics. So shout out to you, Jeff. Now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, what was the actual release date of Iron Man 1? I'm talking day and date. Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. The Den of Nerds is independent media. If you want to support us, you can do something as simple as liking or sharing this video. If you want to financially support us, you can join the list of names you see below and become a supporter of us on Patreon. We also do live streams all week, Monday through Friday, over on our live streaming channel. Support independent media. Support the Den of Nerds.